All he talked about, picking cobias off tiger sharks, cobias off tiger sharks.
It's where I earn my stripes. It's one of my favorite things to do.
I couldn't believe it. I mean, these were some tanks.
We've outpaced our ability to film fish because they're coming in faster than we can catch them.
Oh yeah.
Be a 10-pound mangrove, we'll take him.
And lo and behold, it is a 30-inch mangrove snapper. The biggest mangrove I've ever personally seen.
Oh! I'm gonna tell you something straight. This is a childhood bucket list fish. There we go. Bye-bye. Strap in, hang on, don't blink. It's gonna be amazing.
So Mark and I met about 4 or 5 years ago at a Gander Mountain opening in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, which is where I live.
Boomer Montgomery's become a close friend of mine. And I'd met him when he was a guy working at a fire department.
I was a full-time firefighter paramedic at the time, running a boat on the side just as much as I could, taking every opportunity.
He was just wanting to make it bigger.
And when I started talking to him about what I was all about and what I was doing,
we came down here and fished out a little river. We got a phenomenal show.
Last time you saw my good buddy, Captain Boomer Montgomery, we were catching amberjacks and cobias and pretty much just about everything you could possibly want to catch.
Well, fast forward, it's almost 3 years later now.
On this week's Mossy Oak Fishing Tracker, we're headed to Ocean Isle, North Carolina. The small city of Ocean Isle spans the barrier island of Ocean Isle Beach at the southern end of North Carolina's coast.
it's a small, quiet, beachy town, and that's the way they like it. And that's what we wanted to be a part of.
Oddly enough, look here. That was my first drop, and I'm doubled up. Are those banded rudderfish? Those are banded rudderfish. Come on with it. These things are delicious. They don't have any teeth. The meat is somewhat like, it's kind of like a salmon till you cook it, then it turns white. But here's the important part. We're in Ocean Isle. I get sidetracked, I'm sorry. I get sidetracked. How many Freemans have you got now?
3.
He's got 3 big Freemans out of Ocean Isle, North Carolina. He is now Captain Full-Time Boomer. He's got a shop, a dock, and we're gonna have a heck of a trip. It's gonna be a great time with one of my closest friends, living the American dream.
Now, that being said, this is a fishing show.
Still got him, Big Daddy?
Yes, sir, I do. Oh,
we
got
keep-
a nice grouper coming over the rail.
Scamping.
Nice
Scamp
scamp.
time! Nick, tell them who you are and what you do. Say hi to the nice people.
How's everybody doing today? My name's Captain Nick, from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Got our first grouper of the day, just come over the rail. Nice little scamp. Gonna
Our
measure.
first grouper of the day on the first drop of the
Right.
day.
Gonna measure him out. Hopefully he's a legal size and he's gonna be on the plate here in a little while.
These are live menhaden on circle hooks. Captain Nick made a throw with cast net. It's how we're gonna start. Obviously we got all kinds of other stuff we can catch them on. But this is the way I started in Charleston, South Carolina, right here. Literally on a 2-drop, back then J hooks. Now we're using Gamakatsu big eye circle hooks. 16 ounces of lead, sending it back down to the bottom, catching ground fish. If y'all wonder how I got my start, on a head boat, Charleston, South Carolina, just up the road. You make it?
First one going in the box, everybody. These scamps here, as they get older and bigger in size, they actually have finlets that'll come off their tail and it'll look like a broom that you keep in your house. So one of their slang nicknames, we like to call them a broom tail. They gotta be 20 inches long. This one here is 23 and a half. So he's going in the box and he's coming home with us tonight for dinner.
BigWater Adventures is brought to you by Penn, let the battle begin. Seagar, Gamakatsu, Lucas Oil, General Tire, Hook, Wiley X, Alaskan Fishing Adventures, Mossy Oak Fishing, Navpod, Calcutta. Closed captioning provided by Seagar Gold Label, our thinnest leader material ever.
Getting tagged. Hooked up.
Oh yeah, it looks like the right species right there, Mark.
Yes, sir. He ain't going anywhere either. Nowhere but up.
Oh yeah, boat up.
Come back to me, big boy. One of the things that you probably remember from last year, is that an amberjack or an almaco?
That is an almaco.
That is an almaco. One of the things you probably remember last year from these guys was the topwater amberjacks with their pets. Now, don't get mad at me, because the best way to turn these things loose is to drop them straight down. Because when you drop them straight down like that, they are gone, gone, gone.
In 100 foot of water on live bottom, you really just don't ever know what you're gonna get.
There you are, Mark.
Yeah, that's not an AJ. Oh, hog snapper. How about that? We'll take the pig.
They're not uncommon here, but they are difficult to try and target with a rod and reel. Most people that are familiar with the species are in, the Keys, South Florida area, and they're divers, they shoot them.
You wanna hear something cool? You just broke a BigWater Adventures species record. Never had a hogfish.
They peck, they tap, they really don't commit to a bite, so to hook one and bring it up is pretty cool. And we caught a very, very, very healthy male. It was a big fish.
God was on his A game when he created this joker right here. You got a tail like a scamp, got a comb like a rooster, even got a little style points like a tarpon. But then you turn it around, he's just butt ugly. But if that is not the coolest looking fish, and oh, by the way, oh my gosh, are they good to eat. Never had, here, come on, put that comb up. Never had a hogfish on BigWater Adventures. That's a poor man's South Carolina, North Carolina, Atlantic Ocean roosterfish right there. He got some teeth, big old rubber lips. Look at jaw hinge the way he pops up. Yellow pectoral fins. Had to spend a little time on this. I've spent a lot of years. Crazy enough, I've caught quite a few of these, but I've never got one of these on BigWater Adventures. Pretty cool.
Are you ready? Yeah.
Boomer really wanted to do two things. He wanted to show what kind of groundfish fishery that we've got here in Ocean Isle, and he wanted to have me come up and bring the cameras and drop down again and show you some other aspects of the ground fisheries in Ocean Isle.
The different species, almost tropical species that we've had here that we got on camera is just incredible. Didn't even know they were down there.
We were catching a lot of fish, but when we dropped the cameras down, it was like it is in a lot of places. You realize, as good as you think you are, and it's probably a good thing, you're only touching a fraction of what's down there. We had anywhere from 6 to 12 scamps on the camera at one time. Had a queen angelfish swim through, Key West porgies, pink porgies, amberjacks, scamps, had a gag swim by. It was like an aquarium down there. It almost doesn't look real. And you'll notice there's really not a whole lot of massive, sunken ship, big tiles, pipes, whatever. There really wasn't much of that at all. Just live bottom, some little coral outcroppings and stuff like that, but there was plenty of life down there. I always imagine looking at electronics or when you catch a fish and you've got envisioned in what's going on in your mind, and sometimes it's fairly accurate, but actually seeing it down there, and that's probably what gets my ticker going more than anything else, is when I'm looking at that stuff, because that's what I enjoy about it, and I'm glad we got it on film. But these guys are obviously in the right areas. You don't even have to see us catching the fish. You can just look at the footage and see what's down there, and pretty freaking amazing.
Mark's Gear Guide is presented by Malin, a tradition of quality fishing products since 1884.
I couldn't believe it. I mean, these were some tanks, some huge, huge tiger sharks.
Catching cobias off tiger sharks' backs is kind of nostalgic for me at this point.
When I met him, all he talked about, picking cobias off tiger sharks, cobias off tiger sharks.
It's where I earn my stripes. It's one of my favorite things to do. I love these little guys. They eat okay too. Let him get a little bigger. Oh, hey, on the balloon, on the balloon, on the balloon, on the balloon, on the balloon.
Yep,
there he is, he's on it. He's on it, he's on it, I got him.
Hooked up.
Hey, there's another one with him, Mark. There's 2 with him, there's 3 with him. Look at him, a rat packing. He just came up out of nowhere. We've only been set here for 5 minutes and he came up with about 6 or 7 other fish.
And I'm gonna pick one off of him if he's still with him.
My favorite species. I think they turned around and swam back with that shark, Mark. This is my favorite species. I love catching cobias.
He make it?
Let's fish grip him. Let's get eyeballs on him before we make that decision. Let's see if you can get your hands on him there, Nikki. Beautiful. Inch short. Go ahead, unhook him. Send him on his way. Salt Fever Guide Service, boys and girls. Come see us.
Here they are, here they are. They're with the tiger.
He's on it, he's on
Got
it.
it,
Yes,
got it.
sir!
Nick, this one's gonna make it, I think.
All right, brother, come right behind you.
We have outpaced, well, everything. We've outpaced our ability to film fish because they're coming in faster and we can catch them. We've outpaced our ability to gaff them. Boomer's got one hooked up. This makes number 3 in about 15 minutes. I'm gonna put this fish in a box. You can go back over to Boomer. Now I'm gonna tell you something straight. There's 3 cobias swimming behind the boat right now, and Nick wants to throat punch me because I won't let him throw a jig at him. So let's get these fish under control. We'll be right back. Go check out Boomer's fish. This dude's going in the box. Small fish?
So close, I don't want to stick him.
Yeah, let's not stick him. Let me get him with the fish grip. Just relax. If you just let go of these things, look at here. The lanyard will let him twist like a gator and then you don't have to worry about getting your butt handed to you even more than normal. Boomer, get over here and handle this fish.
Yes, sir.
You were so excited about hooking him that you just couldn't wait to get a television show done. But that's okay, I love you anyways.
One day I'll figure it out that when Mark's in town, I'm not allowed to just kill fish.
Well,
it's got to be on film.
You are allowed to. We just need to. We need to kind of get this and this on that.
Copy.
If you don't think this guy's excited, you need to come fishing with him.
Understood.
Hey, I don't even want to measure that fish.
Let's let him go.
Let's let him go.
Love it. Love it.
Coming. Got him.
Now, I'd been around when cobias are on sharks, primarily bull sharks. It usually doesn't end real well. You may see 6 or 8 cobias swimming with a bull shark, like down in Florida, and you hook one, you better try to get into the boat as quick as you can, because though they're free swimming with the bull sharks, when they're hooked, the bull shark's coming for them.
Right back to the tiger shark, which could eat you easily and for some reason doesn't want to, not that I'm complaining.
You'd hook one of the cobias and the tiger shark could go one way and
See the jig?
cobia go the other.
There he is.
Tiger shark could go back up and start eating menhaden and eating chum in the chum line, and cobia just keep fighting until he got to the boat. It was crazy.
If you like sight fishing, if you like cobia, if you like North Carolina, even if you like Boomer, you need to come do this. This is just a taste of what they've got down here to do. Sometimes if you can get the jig and the fish grip, you can manhandle these things. Real simple, just a Spro bucktail with a Z-Man trailer. I'm using pink, Boomer's using chartreuse. See a big old beefy hook on this thing. That's the most important thing with a cobia jig. Look at that beefy hook. Gamakatsu hook on that thing. And if you're wondering if this guy, oh, you're hurting him. Well, I can assure you that I'm not.
Right in front of him, Mark, nice cast.
Where'd he go?
Down.
Right
there.
I don't know why I waited so long to break these things out. Because I'm gonna tell you what, it makes life a heck of a lot easier. You can grab braided line with these things. You can grab fluorocarbon with these things and it doesn't go through it. I use them for tying knots. I use them for taking wraps on fish. And then the other cool thing is you can literally, if you think there's no way in the world you can grab a cobia's tail, you can with these. It's like Velcro. Ready, buddy? Here we go. He tried to bite me on the way out. Did you see that? No question about it, he tried to bite me when I turned that fish loose. We'll be right back.
The myth has been busted when it comes to two-cycle land and sea oil. Lucas High Performance Semi-Synthetic 2-Cycle has been specifically developed for two-stroke outboards and two-stroke personal watercraft. It surpasses Mercury, Evinrude, Johnson, and it meets or exceeds industry performance requirements. You can expect longer ring life, less fuel consumption, and no filter clogging. Lucas makes a better product, and I promise you, it'll give you a longer life to your outboard.
BigWater Adventures is brought to you by Buck Knives, Crocodile Bay, Blue Wave, Suzuki, Z-Man, Halco, Malin, Power Pole, Tropic Star, Rapid Fishing Solutions, The Fish Grip, Fish Monkey. To book a trip, contact Captain Boomer Montgomery.
Throwing a cast net is something we do a lot of, whether it's mullet, menhaden, you name it, live bait. We love to have it on the boat. It really, really ups the chances when you leave, when you push off.
I got brown, boys. We've been dancing with Mr. Brownstone. How's that for a scamp? That's a champ scamp, boys. That is a broomtail of a broomtail of a broomtail. And I'm holding some of the best eating fish on the planet right here. Big old scamp grouper. About as good as it gets right there. What do you think, Boomer?
It's my birthday dinner.
Oh, that's right, it's Boomer's birthday. Now, I would have given him the fish anyways, But this is his happy birthday dinner to him and Miss Ashley. Oh yeah. Be a 10-pound mangrove, we'll take him. Oh. Did I call my shot? Oh. How's that?
In true fashion, if you fish with mark or no mark, he's put enough fish on the line to call his shot every once in a while. I'll give him credit. He's pretty solid at that kind of stuff.
I said it feels like a 10-pound mangrove. How about that?
Yes, sir.
I'm thinking it's going to be an American red, which we have a fair amount of here. And this thing comes up to the surface and over the rail, and lo and behold, it is a 30-inch mangrove snapper. It is the biggest mangrove I've ever personally seen.
Hey, Boomer. Sir? Can I have a happy birthday called your shot with a 10-pound mangrove, biggest one you've ever seen?
Biggest one I've ever seen in these ones.
Now,
Biggest
come here.
one.
In my defense, what did I tell you I was doing all last week? Catching
Mangrove.
So I kind of know what one feels like. It's only been like 4 or 5 days. But this is a gajunkin mangrove.
That's a toad. I've never seen one that big.
I've only caught 3 or 4 of them here in the last 7 or 8 years of fishing. It was a pretty big deal. It was pretty awesome.
I'm just gonna sit here and admire my brother on his birthday.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Smile, say, hi, Boomer.
Hi, Boomer.
The mangrove snapper, or gray snapper, is sometimes mistaken for cubera because of its body shape and large canine teeth. The mangrove's highly variable colorings add to the occasional mix-up. Mangroves are structure-oriented like all snappers and can be found in many varied habitats, including seagrass and mangrove-dominated estuaries. The bigger ones rally on offshore reefs and wrecks.
So 110 feet down, 3 seconds in, I call it a 10-pound mangrove.
Be a 10-pound mangrove, we'll take him.
We actually took it to a legal scale and had a registered weight done.
Well, I was wrong. It was a 12-pound mangrove, 12.35-pound mangrove to be precise. We're waiting today on the North Carolina DNR to come and certify it and verify that it is the new North Carolina state record, caught off Boomer Montgomery's boat, 110 feet down by yours truly on BigWater Adventures.
Well, it's official. Mark's new state record for a North Carolina mangrove snapper stands at 12.35 pounds with a length of 29.5 inches.
It's all on video. What else can you say?
On the topic of bottom fishing, dropping down, never knowing what you're gonna come across, it's kind of like Christmas. Depending on the bait, depending on the water depth, we came up with hog snappers, mangrove snapper, more scamp groupers than you can shake a stick at. It was really, really fun to just keep seeing the diversity that came over the rail in these couple of days.
Wherever it is or whatever we do, always seems like there's a storyline. And on this one, it's literally a guy that got his dream come true. He's got him a business up and running, got some great guys working with him. He's blown it up. He's got him a shop. He's got him 337 Freemans, and they are rocking and rolling.
He took a swipe at it, and I think I foul hooked him, whatever he is. But he's definitely a chunk of meat, and he's definitely coming to the surface. Oh yeah.
Oh, big
No,
African.
pompano. I need to get this fish in the boat. Got him. How about an African pompano taking a shot at that bait? Missed it, but didn't miss it enough. I'll tell you what, here's a little trivia for you. Nick, Boomer, come over here, get on either side of me. I used to hold the state record in South Carolina with African pompano.
No kidding.
Yes, sir. And it got beat by a close friend of mine. We've never ended the show on an African pompano. We're gonna end the show on an African pompano. Now, what do we have? Hogfish, banded rudderfish, African pompano. I don't think we've caught in the U.S. and surely not in South Carolina and North Carolina. Plus the cobias, plus the tiger sharks. Love you, brother.
Come on back.
Beautiful
You
fish.
need to come down here.
Salt Fever Guide Service.
Salt Fever Guide Service.
Ocean Isle Beach, North Carolina.
It's a great way to
take my
end the
show
day.
over. Captain Nick, I got 2 captains sitting right here. They're not mates. Apply your sunblock liberally and often. Go see your dermatologist at least once a year. Go to skincancer.org if you have any questions. These guys have the largest, most notorious, most wicked fleet in Ocean Isle Beach, North Carolina. And we're closing on an African pompano for the first time ever on BigWater Adventures. We'll see you next week.